Hello team, and welcome to week 9 of our leadership development program. What an exciting date, because that means there's 1 week after this. So these last 2 weeks, it's go time. Kick it into high gear because you are almost there. Sprint to the finish. Congratulations to those of you who have already made your next promotion, and those of you who are still working towards it, keep it going. You're doing a great job, and let's learn what we need to do to keep growing and progressing. So, here are the chapter goals for this week. I'm going to say them at the beginning and explain them a little bit, and then we can go over the rest of the chapter. This is chapter 9, and it's talking about preparing yourself to lead, and it's fantastic. She shares her favorite 10 takeaways from her time as a Scentsy, she's not a Scentsy leader, as a leader in her business, and they're fantastic, and I wholeheartedly endorse them also. I'm excited to tell you about them. So first, let's talk about our challenges. They aren't complicated this week, but it will take a little bit of time, but I promise you it will give huge dividends. So especially with us at the beginning of the month, here we go. So the first thing, obviously, read the chapter, post your favorite takeaways, or you can even just post what you're going to do differently, or one goal from this chapter, or one aha moment, whatever you'd like. As usual, share your favorite moment with us. So the next 2 things is I want you to pick one Ascent Academy challenge to do this week and post it. That's mainly just to get you in the habit. Those are very similar things to what we have you do and that you're doing already, I'm sure, but I want you to get in the habit of going to that Ascent Academy tab to see what the challenges are every week, to get in that habit, because soon this program will be over and you will need the momentum and energy you can get, as well as you will be able to see the benefit of where to find those resources for your team and how to lead them. So Ascent Academy, find one challenge and post what you did. So here's the other one. I want you to get on the phone or meet up in person with every single person on your team. Start with your frontline, because they are your main defense. Those are the people who have trusted you to lead them and guide them and help them have success just like you do. So you need to keep that really tight relationship with all of your frontline especially, and then they can trickle it down to everybody else. So really work on a relationship with your frontline, and do that especially this week by calling them or meeting up with them for coffee or for a drink or whatever, for a muffin. So call or meet with all of your frontline this week. And what you do is just chit chat with them, continue that relationship with them, as well as it's the beginning of a new month. So ask them what their goals are for the month, as well as for longer. Ask them about their why. Get to know them. If you don't know their story and why they're even doing this, what they want out of Scentsy, it's really hard for you to help mentor them. So ask them their goals for the month, as well as their goals for their Scentsy business. Where do they see themselves in 5 years? Do they see themselves with Scentsy? Is this just a small little thing on the side to get their own Scentsy? It's okay, whatever their goal is, it's a fantastic goal. But we just need to know what that is. Maybe they're saying, you know, I really have the goal to win this next incentive trip that's coming out soon. So then you can help them, and then you know that they want to do more, they just don't really know what to do. So that relationship is key. If they can trust you, and if you have a regular set up program so that they know how to contact you and they feel comfortable with you, that will give dividends to your business forever. Remember, they are your next directors. They are what will help you to promote to superstar director and beyond, as well as that's where your pay comes from, is mainly your downline. So create that amazing relationship with your frontline, and then, like I said, contact all of them. Give them a call or meet up with them in person this week. Once you've done that, then go deeper. Most of you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in your team right now in your downline. That's perfect, and that's very manageable. So forever, you need to be connecting with your downline and talking with them on at least a monthly basis, if not weekly. I think that's a better idea, just to check in with them, be friends, say hi, as well as to help support them. So for now, I want you to call every single one of your team members as well. Do the same thing with them. So start with your frontline and really focus on that relationship, but you're also the team leader. You are going to be the director of your whole team soon. So you need to act like a director, which means making that connection. If you don't know your downline's recruits, that's okay. It's the perfect time to make that connection and to get to know them, introduce yourself, and help support them so that they will already be used to working with you, so that it's not just a once in a once you click on that promotion and now you're a director, now all of a sudden you're trying to connect with people on your team you've never talked with. So that's a really important key, is to keep that frontline fire burning really strong the whole time, but also reach down to get to know your downline. In fact, many of you are not my direct frontline, but I love you and I love helping you and I'm just so thrilled for you and I love supporting you. And I would have missed out on that relationship and my ability to help and mentor and guide if I hadn't have reached down and gotten to know you. And I consider some of you some of my very best friends, and all of you are just such an inspiration, and I just love watching you. And like I said, I would have missed out on all of that had I not known to reach down. So that's your goal for this week. Call and or meet with all of your frontline, and you can do a call, meet, or at least chat via PM with all of your team members. But like I said, try to make it personal, try to get to know them. So there we go. Ask them for their goals for the month and how you can help. And like I said, go through a little exercise with them to help them figure out their why if they don't really exactly even know why they're doing this. There's a lot of power that comes from personal mentoring. So there you go. That's how we are going to apply the chapter takeaways, is preparing yourself to lead. So now we have just about 3 more minutes left, and I would like to briefly go over the 10 E's of being an empowered entrepreneur. So she says, basically she's sharing her top 10 lessons she's learned throughout her whole business. They are fantastic. Like I said, I wholeheartedly endorse them. There's another E for you. And I really feel like the more we can implement, or at least have a vision or a goal that this is where we want to go with our businesses as you are developing yourself into a leader, they will really help, because these are, I agree with all 10 of these. They are really good, and if we had more time I would go into each of one of them in depth, but maybe we can continue the conversation on our team page. But so the first one is 86 the ego. Basically, you need to be humble, and the thing that I like to, and watch your attitude. Your attitude is contagious because you are the leader. So if your attitude stinks, everybody on your team is gonna have a stinky attitude as well. Does that mean you can never be frustrated or never have a challenge or, never get down? No, that just means when you get down, go up. Come up to me, come up to your director, come up to your upline. Don't ever trickle it downstream, because that will poison your waters. So go up to strategize and figure out a way out of your problems or your frustrations, or even just out of your slump, because it's okay, we all have it. So go up. When you get down, go up. And don't compare yourself to others, because that never does any good. She makes a point in here that I love as well. Don't try to even just duplicate what somebody else is doing. It's good to have mentors and somebody that you look up to in the business, but don't ask them for how they did it, and don't think that you can just take that and redo it yourself and have the same success. Find your own path, create your own story, and use your own talents and skills, because chances are you have something that hasn't been thought of yet, or you have a way of doing something that hasn't even been tried. And if you do it, it will just make your business grow way bigger than if you try to do what I've done or what somebody else has done. So like I said, look for inspiration and ideas and brainstorming, but really don't be afraid to use your own talents and try something new and think of it on your own. What should I do? Or how can I fix this problem? Or how can I inspire my team to do this? And don't be afraid to reach out and branch out and do something that's never been done before, because it might be, the greatest thing ever done. I love how she says, stop struggling, striving, comparing, and competing. The death of contentment is comparison. And I've seen this even at superstar director level. Just because you hit that next promotion, or just because you get a certain paycheck, doesn't mean you're going to be content with your business and you're going to feel fulfilled all of a sudden if you're not fulfilled now, and if you're not happy with everything that is happening, and excited for the future, but happy with your business, happy with yourself, happy with where you're going. And if you're not, then that's great. That's when you need to make some changes and figure out what you need to do to change. But joy in the journey is our theme for this year, and it's a great theme. Be happy with your path, because it's your own unique path. So number 2 is exude energy and excitement. I don't have a whole lot of other things to give, but what I do have is energy and excitement, because I know that that's what helps me. And that same passion, I have people tell me, wow, you're 8.5 years in and you still have the passion. And I say, yeah, it's such a great product, and I just love my company, and I just love what I do. But you know what? Some of that I have to fake it till I make it. If you don't feel super excited about your company, or about this incentive, or about a challenge or about your team, it's okay. Figure out and kind of fake it for a while. Figure out how to get excited. Figure out what does excite you and find some excitement within yourself, because you can't light somebody else's fire if you're not first burning. And if you don't have a fire to begin with, you can't light their candle even. So find your own enthusiasm, and then that will be a catalyst for success, and it will really just, it's like a wildfire, it catches fire. So if you aren't excited and enthused and sharing that excitement and energy, you will have a lot less success. Really, I think that's how I get a lot of recruits, is when I talk to them, they can see that I love it. They can feel the excitement, and that gives them hope, and that excitement rubs off on them. It's like a little spark that you can give to them. So find your way to have energy and excitement. If that's not your natural personality, like I said, fake it till you make it, and you will become a person of excitement and energy and enthusiasm. I love, she says, that's where belief is built and teams explode, is when they feel energy and excitement, and when they come to big events like convention, SFR. I know a lot of you aren't going this year. Make it an idea and a challenge and a goal to get there next year and to bring your teams with you. Even though it's an investment of time and money and time off and babysitter and all the arranging that it takes to leave your family, I promise you it will help you keep the energy and excitement, and it will really inspire your team. She also talks about how you need to make sure that you always have that same energy and enthusiasm whenever you do a prospect call or a bacon event, or even if you're just calling your own potential recruits or working with team members, or even just calling up your frontline for your challenge this week. Get excited. Put on a happy face. Put on a smile before you talk to them. Get something that pumps you up. Listen to some happy music. Whatever it is, get excited first, and then you can give them your excitement and your spark. So, number 3, encourage. That's where we talked about our recognition program. You guys have that in place for what you want to do to recognize and inspire your team members. Remember, big and little successes can be recognized, because what gets recognized gets repeated. And so sometimes that's even more of a catalyst for action than even an incentive. Like giving, it's good for them to work for something or to give them a prize, but oftentimes people will work harder for you and stronger and more long-lasting if they have basically just the feeling that they belong, that they are needed, and that somebody's recognizing their hard work. That can be done a million ways. That can be done by a postcard. That can be done by a handwritten note saying, hey, I caught you doing something good. You did a great job. That can be done by a shout out on the team page. That can be done by posting on their own social profile. That can be done by sending cute little happy mail, just some kind of fun little something. Whatever it is, just that little recognize, even just a PM sometimes on Facebook, I'll just send somebody a text or a PM and say, hey, I noticed you were active this month so early. Good job, And it is amazing that really, people work harder for praises than raises, and it's so true. Another thing that she points out that I really wanted to help you guys think about right now while your teams are growing and while you're developing your systems, make sure it's duplicable. Something that you could do with your team of 5, you could do with your team of 500 or 5,000. So create a system and think of something that financially as well as energy that you could keep up with your teams, because they're going to get big and they're going to keep growing. So number 4, engage your team. So empower them, teach them how to take on different roles, different leadership roles within your organization, even before they're a director. Have them share their story. Whatever you can do to get them engaged will help them keep their fire burning and make them feel really important and empowered and really involved. So number 5 is educate your team. So get a training system, and we talked again about what you want to do to train your newbies, but also what kind of training are you going to offer? Is it a monthly team call? Is it a newsletter? Is it videos that you post? Is it posts on your team page about here's ideas for training? Whatever it is, you need to make sure that you are passing on compliance and training so that they know how to stay in compliance, and that they, because they joined because of you. So figure out how to keep them training and how to show them and point them in the direction of company trainings and things that are offered by the company. Number 6, equip your team. Develop leaders. Don't just think that you need to be the mother hen and do it all for everybody. I'm guilty of that. But get it in your head that you are looking for your next superstar directors. You are looking to develop leaders and help empower them. Number 7, encouragement is important, and I love how she basically talks about Scentsy spirit. Encourage everybody and talk good about people in your upline, in your downline, and even people that aren't even related to you. Number 8, ethical leaders. Don't gossip and don't steal consultants or recruits. Number 9, lead by example. And number 10, don't quit. So I took a little too long, so I had to really finish up there at the end. But you guys can do it. I can love you.